Yi Tao set out bowls of water and rice. He burned spirit paper. He prepared the space carefully and told the family where to stand, what not to touch, and when not to speak. The elders stood close together. The men tried to look brave. The women prayed under their breath. Children were kept near the center of the room, away from the basement door and away from the vents. The house became very quiet. Too quiet. No pipes. No wind. No insects outside. Even the refrigerator stopped humming. Yi Tao covered his face with a dark veil. He began to chant. His voice was low at first, almost swallowed by the room. Then it grew steady and rhythmic, older than the walls around them. Scott held Ku's hand. Crystal sat in Auntie C's lap, sucking her thumb. Pao stood behind Angie with both hands on her shoulders. Angie trembled. Yi Tao moved back and forth, his body rocking with the rhythm of the journey. The floorboards under him creaked. Once, twice. Then something under the house creaked back. Yi Tao's chant faltered, just for a moment. Then he continued. The lights dimmed. Every bulb in the house glowed faint orange, like the electricity was passing through dirty water. Angie whispered, she standing behind him. Mi tightened her hands into fists. Don't look. She's wearing mud, Angie said. Pao leaned close to her ear. Don't look, baby. She doesn't have eyes. The bowls of water began to ripple. Yi Tao's chant grew louder. Then the knocking started. Not from one wall, from every wall. 3 knocks behind me, 3 knocks above Pao, 3 knocks beneath Angie's feet, 3 knocks inside the kitchen cabinets. Then the cabinets opened. Slowly, every door. The dishes inside began to shake. Me started. Yi Tao cut her off. Do not speak to it. The kitchen faucet turned on. The upstairs toilet flushed. The front door unlocked. Click. The back door unlocked. Click. The basement door opened by itself. A cold wind pushed into the living room from below. It smelled like flooded earth, like an old grave after rain. Yi Tao threw spirit paper toward the basement door and shouted in Hmong, his voice sharp, commanding, angry. For 1 second, the house stopped. Then Angie screamed, not in fear, in pain. She bent backward so violently, Pao barely caught her. Get off me, Angie screamed. Get off me. Get off me. Mi rushed forward. Angie, Yi Tao moved toward her, chanting faster. Angie's eyes rolled upward. When she spoke again, the voice was not hers. It was an old woman's voice, wet and cracked. No one fed us. Mi covered her mouth. Pao shook his head, tears already falling. No. No one named us, the old voice said. Yi Tao stepped closer. Leave the child. She opened the floor. Pao shouted. She didn't open anything. She knocked. Crystal suddenly began crying in Auntie C's arms. The old woman's voice softened. Little one next. Mi screamed. No. The house answered by slamming every cabinet in the kitchen. Yi Tao pressed his ritual tool near Angie's shoulder. Angie screamed again, and all the lights burst bright white. For a moment, everyone saw it. Not a woman. Not exactly. A shape crouched in the corner by the basement door. Long hair hanging in ropes of mud. Hands too thin. Mouth open too wide. Behind it, for one impossible second, the living room floor turned transparent like dark glass, and underneath the house were faces pressed upward through the soil. Men, women, children, all silent, all watching. Then the lights went out. Mi screamed. Scott cried. Crystal shrieked until Auntie C covered her ears. Pao held Angie and shouted her name over and over. When the power came back, Angie was unconscious. Yi Tao was on his knees, breathing hard. The basement door was closed again, but written across it in wet dirt were the words, "She belongs below." After the ceremony, nobody spoke for a long time. Sai stood near the kitchen with his face pale and his hands shaking. I cried silently into a dish towel. Ku sat on the floor beside Scott, one arm around the boy, staring at the basement door as if waiting for it to breathe. Yi Tao told him the truth before he left. This house is not only haunted. Pao looked exhausted. Then what is it? It is sitting on hunger. Mi wiped her face. Can you remove it? Yi Tao looked toward the basement door. I can call for help. I can ask the spirits. I can strengthen your family. But this land is wounded. Something was buried without honor. Maybe many. The house is like a mouth built over them. Sai stepped forward. Then they come with us tonight. Pao looked at his brother. No. Mai turned on him. Pao. I said no. You saw what happened, she said.